Alright guys, had to find some good lighting in the theater here, but let me tell y'all, Spider-Verse, Across the Spiderverse, the second one, phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, I'm just walking out of the theater here, just getting out, and guys, I gotta tell you, if you thought Into the Spider-Verse was great, wait for this, y'all. Wait for it. Because let me tell you, I love that. There's plenty of references. If you are a Spider-Man super fan, you're gonna eat good. Because there's so many different Spider-Man in this. But let me tell y'all about the main great quality about this, and that is the animation. The visuals are another level. We go from world to world here, earth to earth, and every single one has a unique visual style. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I will give you a little bit of insight on the Spider-Gwen world. There is some wonderful watercolors in that world. They use this watercolor paint style that is just so beautiful, and it goes perfectly with the world, y'all. It is amazing. The Metro Boomin soundtrack, the emotional moments with Miles and his family, wonderful. And not to mention Miles learning yet again that he is a great Spider-Man, y'all. This was phenomenal. I'm going to watch this over and over. Once I get the second part, it's gonna easily, both of them together will easily make the best Spider-Man movie ever, in my opinion. Yes, ever. Better than Spider-Man 2, better than first Into the Spider-Verse. Together, they're gonna stop the world, y'all. It's amazing. There's so many different Spideys. There's a lot to this. The pacing, in my opinion, perfect. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I thought it was perfect pacing. Some people might feel some lulls in there, but I thought it was a perfectly paced movie, sharp animation, really great voice acting, by the way, from across the cast, but especially, of course, Miles Morales. Shameik Moore was great returning in the role. Hailee Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman, that's how they refer to her in the movie. But very, very great performances from the both of them. And also, Miguel O'Hara, man. Oscar Isaac killed it, man. Killed it in this kind of pseudo-villain role. Issa Rae was great too as Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. That was an awesome version of that character that, of course, we haven't seen yet. But y'all, I am here to tell you, believe the hype. Let's head back to the studio. We'll talk a little bit more about this once we get back. Let's do it.
Holy freaking smokes, guys. Y'all heard my initial reaction right after the theater, and I want to follow up every single sentiment I talked about, guys. The animation is phenomenal in this film. All the worlds have these different animation styles, and they're so vivid and colorful and beautiful. And honestly, I want to watch this movie frame by frame, because there are even single frames that are in different art styles than the frame that they're in. Like, there are several scenes where we even transition art styles in the same scene, guys. It is magnificent. The way that Spider-Punk has this different style, this kind of more jittery, like hand-drawn type look, even in the same scenes as the others, it's just incredible. The visual storytelling that is presented in this film, you'll never be bored. There's so many colorful, wonderful visuals that are just a next level for animation. They're beautiful, they're vivid, they're larger than life on that screen, guys. You got to see this on the biggest screen you can, because wow, those are some of the best visuals. If you thought that first one had great visuals, this one brought the great visuals too, in an even bigger way, y'all. It is phenomenal. The world building in this movie, y'all, because we go to several different new worlds, and I love what they do with each and every one. I'm not gonna spoil which ones we go to, I'm not gonna say, but I gotta say each and every world has its own unique feel and style and rhythm to it, and it just works. I love building these different worlds, getting different spider people, giving some perspective and some new intros to other spider people. We get lots of new Spideys in this one, and I just love each and every one of them. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. We get Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. Of course, we have Spider-Gwen back. We get the new Spider-Punk, Spider-Man India. Guys, we have so many phenomenal new spider people, and I love the worlds built around them. I love the character development in this film, and especially the heart of the film, the heart, Miles Morales, y'all. I love how much Miles has grown from Into to Across across, but also the continued lessons he's learning. I love what they do with this movie in terms of family, how it almost boils down to either family or Spidey. Like, okay, I can't go too far into it. I just loved this movie, man. I loved it, guys. The story was phenomenal. I think that there's always this struggle being Spider-Man because Peter Parker or Miles Morales, both of them have experienced this struggle of it's either Spider-Man or it's real life. You're either Peter Parker or Miles Morales or you're Spider-Man. There's always this constant struggle of both. And I love what this does to capitalize on that struggle. It really presents a theme of family, of love and care, but in a way where it's like, okay, what does it take? What does it take? That's all I'm gonna say, because again, I don't want to dive too deep into spoilers. I'll start getting into spoiler territory and I won't stop. So we're gonna cut that conversation right there. But all I gotta say is I love that. I love the little interactions that Miles has with his family. I love that struggle again, and I love the interactions he has with the other Spider people. I love Miles Morales as a character, and I just love seeing him on this big screen, having all these great riffs back and forth with different Spideys. He was great with Spider-Gwen. Yet again, we see that romance building and budding, and I love it, guys. And I really like how this strains and tests that relationship and tests his friendships. I love what they do with the Miles Morales character and how much progress is made through that character. Metro Boomin absolutely showed up on that soundtrack, y'all. It is booming, okay? Because Metro showed up. Listen, that soundtrack is going to be on replay for the next probably 5 or 6 months for me. I love the music. I thought it perfectly matched the movie, and I just thought it was so well placed in the film. I really love the music, the animation style, Miles Morales, the new characters, the new world, so much exploration. I love the pacing of the movie as well. It is 2:35, and let me tell y'all, I could have taken another 2:35. So once the next one comes out, Beyond the Spider-Verse, I will be watching these back to back, like no problem, no issue whatsoever. But there's plenty of Spideys to go around. There's so much good about this movie. Love the different sets and the different settings that we go into, and again, getting to explore those different Spider-Man origin stories. This is a masterpiece. This is a masterclass in animation. This is one of those movies where I feel like animation classes in college are going to use this as an example. This has got to be Best Picture. This has got to be Best Picture, at least nominated, if not receiving. Yes, I am that high on this. I love this movie. The emotional scenes, Miles and his family, Miles and his friends, Miles and the new Spidey. I love it, guys. I love it so much. The voice acting is phenomenal. Great vocal delivery from Shameik Moore back as Miles Morales. And of course, Hailee Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen. You got Peter B. Parker. You got Jake Johnson, who's doing Peter B. Parker. And Daniel Kaluuya. Great Spider-Punk. Great Spider-Punk. My man who plays Dopinder in Deadpool. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Great Spider-Man India. Issa Rae was a great Spider-Woman. And then, of course, Oscar Isaac just brings it as Spider-Man 2099. He's rough. He's kind of like scary. I wouldn't say creepy, but he definitely has this kind of scary edge to him with the claws and the fangs, and the way it's depicted are so good. Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara was done so great in this movie. I thought that he was ferocious and really just did not want Miles to do what Miles was gonna do. He wanted to stop the hell out of Miles Morales, and this man, I'm like, y'all, he's getting a little extreme. He's a little villainous. In the Spot, what I like about the Spot is, while I will say there could have been some more of his villainy, it definitely is growing throughout the film. So that's all I'm gonna say about the Spot. I do like the villain. I think maybe we could have used a little bit more, but there is some growth being had throughout the film. He's definitely going to be a mainstay in that second part. Loved everything about this movie, guys. I had a blast with Across the Spider-Verse. It's visually beautiful. Miles and the interactions he has with others, the themes of family, and of course that theme of the tight grip of conflict between Spider-Man and Peter Parker / Miles Morales. The day-to-day, the Miles Morales or Spider-Man. Are you Miles or are you Spidey? Which one? Love that struggle. Love the different worlds that we get to explore, the new spider people. I mean, there's tons of Spider-Man. Way more than those trailers let on. There's even other cameos and stuff too. That's all I'm gonna say. We're not gonna get into no spoiler territory because I'm probably gonna have a full-on spoiler live stream or something, but all I'm gonna say is this: phenomenal. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I will admit, I think this is the best Spider-Man movie. I even can say it's one of the best comic book movies of all time. Very well might be my favorite, especially it really depends on part 2, but I think part 1 and part 2 together are gonna be my favorite comic book movies of all time. I think best of all time. Maybe I'm riding a high, but honestly, I never thought it'd be better than Into the Spider-Verse. And so I'm answering that question here, right here, y'all. Is it better than Into the Spider-Verse? Because I'm sure a lot of people are asking that on the internet. I'm sure there's a lot of asking and wondering. In my opinion, absolutely. Absolutely. Takes everything that was great about Into the Spider-Verse and just uplifts and makes it even better, guys. There's so much more I want to talk about, but I will just put up a spoiler review that is me blabbing about this film nonstop, okay? But if it's your first time on the channel, thank you so much for joining me. The name's Leo Rydell, and this is Geekly Goods. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And guys, if I had to give a rating to Across the Spider-Verse, y'all, I'm going with a 10 out of 10. This is my first 10 out of 10 in a long time, and I'm sorry, I have no negatives. I have none. As a Spider-Man superfan, I have 0. 10 out of 10, baby. 5 out of 5. 100 out of 100. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.